I'm thankful that you did me wrong, cause now I got it right, I promise you gon' miss me gone. I done seen it all like the first picture phone. They wishing on my downfall with the wishing bone. Now unless you on cloud 10 under a rock, how you heard the motherfucking word? What's good, y'all? It's yours truly. Once again, Heartbreak Ace. If you're familiar with my content or not, hit that like, comment, subscribe so the algorithm get is breaking content every time I upload. Now, I'm in the strip club the other day. Algorithm and they turned up to Uncle Luke. Just in there still throwing dollars though. He in there. Don't stop, pop that, pop that, pop that. Don't stop, pop that. Algorithm wasn't throwing no dollars, no. Oh no. He in there throwing likes and dislikes everywhere. Ain't nobody want that. Where the money at? You know what I'm saying? I think he was the life of the party or something. He goes to the bar, right? They go get some drinks for the girls, I guess. And guess who popped from under the counter? You guessed it. Heartbreak Ace, me. As soon as he went to go pay for the drink, I come from under the counter. Bah! Nah. Okay, top of the discussion. Why we here though? Uncle Luke, man. Uncle Luke. You see how things come full circle? Now, back in the day, French Montana, Rick Ross, Drake, Lil Wayne, they did a sample off of Uncle Luke's song Pop That. When it was going, don't stop, pop that. What you work with, don't stop. What you work with. Oh, the song was hot. I kid you not. But that song wasn't enough for him, Drake to just think he can have his way with Miami. Now, if you didn't know, Rick Ross was recently jumped in Canada, Vancouver, that is, by the Hells Angels. A lot of people say it was a Drake call, but I don't think it was a Drake call. However, I do think Drake is loved in Canada so much, you're not going to come there playing Not Like Us and think ain't nothing going to happen. And that's exactly what happened to Rick Ross. Crody decked him in his face. Cheese and fan. But nah, as you know, right after the beatdown, the day after, which was Canada Day on January 1st, my boy Drizzy made a live video singing African woman, you the one I need her. All that, you know. Basically, he was trolling Rick Ross, man. He even liked the post of somebody saying that Rick Ross got the beat down. Well, OG Uncle Luke wasn't feeling that. And it ain't because of Drake really liking the post against Rick Ross. But he is from Miami. He ripping Miami. I'm rambling too much. I got you. Let's spin the block.
Fighting my boy Ross and his guys in Canada. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. That don't happen. That don't supposed to happen. And what's more unacceptable is when Mr. Drake liked the post. That also is unacceptable. I expect more out of Mr. Drake. When there is violence, you don't condone it. You should be bigger than that. Mr. Drake, you should be bigger than that. When there's violence, you don't condone that. You don't like no posters and all that, because here's what happens. There's always a backlash of it all. Here's what happens when now you've inserted yourself. Even if you were not involved, half of the country think you set the man up. They book a show in Canada and you send your goons out there to agitate and start a fight with Ross. And y'all do what you do on the TV. Half the country think that. Into violence toward Mr. Ross and his crew. Now, let me just say this. As a broker of peace for Tupac and Biggie, I seen how this shit end, man. I mean, these other young guys, we're going to have a conversation with a lot of these other young guys who dying, these senseless deaths and these songs and all that. Y'all brothers are talented. Y'all got to understand, y'all talented. Y'all don't need that. Y'all talented as fuck. Y'all getting people to buy the records. People are buying your records because they like the music. They like what you're saying in the records. So leave it there, young fellas. But now these grown ass ones right here, Mr. Drake and Mr. Ross. When you like the post and you on there doing your little, okay, it's a beautiful day in Canada, and you like the post, you just inserted yourself in some shit. Now, look how this all play out. I'll keep it 1,000. Look how it all play out. Oh, so half the country thinking that you, Roston played the record, the Kendrick Lamar record, and he got jumped on because he played the Kendrick Lamar record. So now you got a whole West Coast of people, they at your head. Oh, that's what we doing? You don't need that, Mr. Drake. You don't need to be confined. You're too talented. I like you. I got friends that like you. I don't know you personally. Don't need to know you personally. But you're too talented to insert yourself in some shit that you're not really about. To have a whole coast at your head. You don't want that. I don't want that for you. Now here's how this shit works out. Because again, look, I had the same conversation with Biggie and Pop. I'm probably one of the only few niggas that could talk to them straight up. I was on the road with Biggie when people would be singing Biggie songs in the stadium. Singing Pac diss song while Biggie on stage. I seen this thing, and I've seen this man, like, man, I'm not really about that. I love Buddy. Biggie never jumped into the shit. Biggie never said anything. He was like, look, man, I'm leaving that shit alone, man. I ain't really on that. I talked to Biggie. I talked to Pop. I went to Suge nightclub as soon as Pop got out of jail and had a conversation with him on this shit here. Hey, Pop, look here, man. Same thing I'm saying to y'all. Leave this shit alone, boss. Because it's not going to be the rapper pull the trigger. It's not going to be the rapper pull the trigger. It's not going to be the rapper that robs somebody. It's not going to be the rapper that do something. No, it's going to be somebody looking for a come up. It's going to be somebody looking for a come up. Or it's going to be some super fan who going to then do the shooting. You don't be knowing where it's coming from. So I would have expected Mr. Drake to be like, yo, I don't condone violence. That ain't what it is. I don't have nothing to do with that or none of that. You feel me? Because y'all can play the little game media shit and you're doing your little texting and you're tweeting and you're talking and all the however y'all say whatever y'all want to say about each other. You can do that on here. But when you go to putting hands on people, that's when the shit go to a whole nother level. When you go putting hands on people, that go to a whole nother level. So people didn't have to put hands on you. And then they can have a conversation about it. Everything ain't funny. Everything ain't joke business. I expect guys who've been in the game for a long time, this is not the time when people go to putting hands on people. This is not the time to joke. This ain't no fucking joke, bruh. This is not the time to joke, man. Don't do it. Don't joke. And then when you invoke 305 in that, That you don't want to do. Just one thing about it, we got a whole bunch of people down here that I said a long time ago. We got a whole bunch of...
All right, y'all, we spent the block one time. Hope y'all ain't dizzy. You really shouldn't be. Now, I'm going to say this. OG, yeah, he was saying a lot in that segment. And in the segment, he had a lot of points that was valid. However, if the shoe was on the other foot, let's be honest, Rick Ross would have had a field day with Drake on social media. He's Mr. Trolling, and Drake is Petty King. So they just would have went back and forth with this. Let's be honest. Especially the one that you calling a white boy. You just thought they wasn't gangster enough out there. You can't go on nobody else's hood and think you're going to make fun of their hood with a diss song. They love Drake too much in Canada. While I'm pretty sure they love you in Miami. But we got to understand, when the beginning of this beef started, Drake never initiated the beef with Rick Ross. Rick Ross initiated the beef with Drake. And his reason for initiating this beef was because Drake so-called had a cease and desist letter on French Montana song they had for his new mixtape, I think, Mac and Cheese 4 or 5. I can't remember the name of the mixtape. But it was a cease and desist on the letter, whatever. And nothing got to do with Rick Ross. He claimed that's the reason why he beefed with Drake. Let French get his money. They got 1 million songs together, Drake and French Montana. They did had a cease and desist on this song. It might have been a good reason why. And after all the songs they done did together, you think that was a good enough reason to say, oh, I don't fuck with you no more? Cause that was fucked up? Bro, you corny for that. You just didn't have no reason. You never liked Drake. You used Drake to get on to a high level. And when you saw Kendrick, Future, Metro, Weeknd, and 1,000,000 other people going against Drake, that's when you thought it was your time to jump on their coattails to attack Drake, because you couldn't do it by yourself. That's real. The white boy, the soft crooner, you needed 1 million people to help you to take him down. And like I said, if we going by the 48 laws of power, as all wars are, he lost the battle, but Drake didn't lose the war. Now, what I can agree with is that the trolling part with Drake, he ain't had nothing to do with it, but he kind of like instigating it and celebrating it. Because you know, on Canada Day, he was singing and joking around, celebrating, and we all know why he was doing that. It's because Rick Ross got the beat down by the Hell's Angel member, and he ducked him real clean. It was in 6K vision. We can't deny it. Rick Ross can't deny it. He can say this, we ain't stop. We eating, we different today. We built different. What you eating? Lemon pepper, drumsticks. Nah, boy, that shit ain't gonna work, man. And then you 40 plus years old, putting a money phone to your ear just to show your face like it ain't messed up. But if you ask me, bro, it been a few days and you got plenty of money to make a swelling go down. And if you look at the money phone video, that eye look a little funny. It look a little discolored. Stop acting like you ain't got makeup artists and all that to make that eye look better. Because when you first came out with the picture, you had a drink in front of your eye that got dick. You had a drink in front of it. You gonna say that was purposely? Then you waited like a day later and you post another picture of you with the money phone beside you with that eye look like it got touched on, bro. So you can stop that little online little shenanigans you trying. It ain't working. Not on me anyway. Only thing I agree with pretty much is that you don't troll them, because if you go to Miami, like, you gotta know they're gonna try to get some get back on you, even if you ain't had nothing to do with it. Because Miami don't play by their peoples, man, just as well as Canada don't. That's my only intake on it. But you gotta know, Drake ain't moving sloppy like that. It don't matter where he's going. He got all his people with him. And when you go to the Canada, you can't move with a certain amount of people. Lucky for Drake, he's from there, so he don't got that problem. So everywhere Drake goes, he's gonna be surrounded, unlike Rick Ross. And that's why Rick Ross had a thin staff when it comes to being protected with the bodyguards because he was in Canada. Everybody couldn't go. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't the fact of him moving wrong. He just couldn't go with all his people. But then again, if you look at it like a boss, I would have just canceled it. If I couldn't bring all my people that I need to be protected, when I know I got to beef with somebody, regardless of him being white, green, orange, purple, I wouldn't have never went then. That's just being smart, not being scared. You are the moneymaker. You don't need to be getting touched on like that. Pause. But that's all really I have to say about it, man. History just repeat itself. This is just looking like Biggie and Pac all over again. Not Rick Ross is being one of the recipients. I mean, Drake and Kendrick is Biggie and Pac. Drake will be Biggie and Kendrick will be Pac. And you got everybody, you got these crash outs and crash out dummies doing stuff because of y'all name, whether y'all asking to do it or not. So you can't really say that neither side is calling people to do anything. And it's all fun and games until somebody get violently hurt or killed. We don't want that. Remember they did the shooting in front of Drake's mansion and they got shot up. What if his son was outside playing? God forbid. But that's just really something to think about. And that's why I agree with OG Uncle Luke. But other than that, I don't agree with him. Because Rick Ross would have did the same exact thing to Drake. And that's just real. Let's be honest. So he supposed to be what they call him, the white boy crooner, and supposed to just keep taking that? Because all these people initiate this beef with him. He might have been throwing subliminals in songs in the past, but that's maybe because he had a reason. Maybe they was beefing with him behind closed doors and he knew about it. They used him and he was like, all right, cool. I'm only going to get Grady by doing this because y'all need me. And I don't care about what side you on, man. Real is real, right is right. Just look at it if you're not a fan or Kendrick or Drake. And it's not fair game in this whole thing. Y'all can call it whatever y'all want to call it. And it's partially Drake's fault because he got too big, pause, that he thought he can just ease his way out of this little beef any kind of way he want to, like he did with Meek Mill. And he had to understand that wasn't going to work because this wasn't just a popular situation. This was a cultural battle. You not like us. But you can't really say that. He part of the culture. He just got the Jewish part of that we are not a part of. Well, they claim that we're not a part of America, but I don't know that to be true. Who know what America was founded on? And if I'm going off my belief, we were here first. But that's another story. But that's all I have for y'all, man. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how y'all feel. Y'all feel OG Uncle Luke? Y'all think he was right with what he was saying? And y'all think Drake shouldn't have instigated this situation? Or y'all feel like it's fair game? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, Rick Ross definitely would have gave the same treatment to Drake. And let's just be honest. But that's all I have for y'all at the moment, y'all. You know, as always, love each other. Till next time, it's yours truly, Heartbreak.